a little daunting as well. I definitely felt like there was a responsibility to the fans and anyone that's watched this show before, and you know, it definitely wasn't lost on me that people cared about this world so much and these characters, and I think it just motivated me to make sure that I understood where this character was at coming into my journey and where he'd been and what his motivation was moving forward.
Millions of people are canceling their Netflix subscriptions. Why Netflix stock is absolutely tanking right now. I mean, it is just collapsing totally in the red. And you can see that it is on a massive downward slope this month. It's cratering. Why is that happening?
From the very moment The Witcher Season 4 hit Netflix, something felt off. Reviews were collapsing, fans were furious, and Netflix executives were scrambling behind closed doors. But while the world was arguing about Henry Cavill, Liam Hemsworth, and the chaos surrounding the franchise, something far bigger was quietly brewing beneath the surface. A situation so explosive, so unexpected, that it could completely reshape the future of the entire series. Because according to insiders, the disaster of Season 4 didn't just destroy fan trust, it may have triggered a chain reaction inside Netflix that pushed Liam Hemsworth to the breaking point. And now, whispers are spreading like wildfire that what happened behind those closed doors wasn't just a heated argument, but the start of a legal war no one saw coming.
I never want to imitate anything that anyone else has ever done. I think there's obviously qualities about this character that are going to be similar, you know, but this is my interpretation of the character, and you know, and I'm aware of how much people care about this character in this world. So, you know, I just tried to do what I thought was most truthful.
Is Season 4 for The Witcher not looking good so far when it comes to the reviews? When it comes to the critics, right now they're at 55%. But when it comes to the fans, 19% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Think about it. The backlash, the collapsing viewership, the shocking confrontation with Netflix's CEO Ted Sarandos. Every piece of this puzzle points toward one outcome. And if the rumors are true, Liam Hemsworth may be preparing to take the fight far beyond Hollywood, straight into a courtroom. But how did it get this bad? How did a fantasy franchise with one of the most loyal fan bases on Earth spiral into chaos so fast that its own lead actor allegedly turned against the studio? To understand why Liam Hemsworth might be ready to sue Netflix for unfair termination from The Witcher 5, you have to go back to where the collapse began, because the real story doesn't start with the lawsuit. It starts with the disaster Netflix tried to hide. And trust me, what happened next would leave even the most loyal Witcher fans speechless.
And I guess bringing in a new White Wolf at this point in the season, a bold move and a tall order for Liam.
And of course, he wanted to honor the character that had already been set up, because he knows that he's stepping into a role. But at the same time, he wanted to make sure that his performance was authentic, that it felt like him, that he wasn't playing and mimicking anything. And so,
let me ask you guys something. Are you excited for Witcher Season 4?
Isn't it out right now on Netflix?
Just coming out, and the reviews have started to drop. So
because I looked on Rotten Tomatoes, and bear in mind, given the backlash, I would expect a little bit of review bombing. So people who haven't seen it but who hate the concept. Oh no, you're behind, Drinker.
It's down to, is it changed?
It's down to 17.
From the moment Season 4 dropped, the warning signs were everywhere. Critics sat at 55%, but fans were furious, slamming the show down to 19%. Netflix's numbers were already sinking, and the backlash only pushed it deeper. Season 4 wasn't just disappointing, it felt like a collapsing empire. Inside the episodes, the panic was visible. Scenes featuring Henry Cavill were awkwardly cropped, blurred, or reshot entirely. It looked like Netflix was trying to rewrite the show's own history overnight. Fans saw it instantly and felt insulted by the desperate cover-up. As the reviews tanked, Netflix's stock chart mirrored the chaos. Subscriber losses stacked month after month, millions walking away. Executives could see the downward slope growing more dangerous by the day. And in the middle of that storm stood Liam Hemsworth, exposed to everything. What was supposed to be a new beginning became the series' breaking point. The foundation Cavill built was gone, replaced with uncertainty and mistrust. Season 4 didn't just stumble, it detonated the franchise from inside. And that explosion would soon drag Liam toward a fight he never expected. The reaction from fans was immediate and ruthless. Comment sections filled with anger, calling the show hollow and soulless. Every clip comparing Cavill to Hemsworth went viral within hours. It wasn't a debate anymore, it was a revolt. Across TikTok, Reddit, and YouTube, one message echoed nonstop: People felt Netflix ignored their warnings and betrayed the spirit of the story. Henry wasn't just missed. He was mourned like the heart of the franchise. And every meme, every clip, every joke kept fueling the fire. Netflix tried staying silent, hoping the noise would fade on its own, but every hour of silence became proof the studio wasn't listening. Fans saw it as arrogance, a refusal to acknowledge their loyalty. This mistrust would become a major pressure point in Liam's spiral. What fans didn't know was that Netflix's crisis had already turned internal. Marketing froze, PR scrambled, and executives blamed each other. The reputational damage was spreading faster than they could contain it, and this growing chaos planted the seeds for a much bigger fight. For Liam, this was supposed to be the role that redefined his career. Months of training, preparation, and pressure led to this moment, but the internet tore him apart before he even spoke a full line. Within days, he became the face of a disaster he didn't create. He shut off comments, avoided social media, and watched the chaos grow. Insiders described him as overwhelmed, caught between loyalty and fear. Every trailer, every meme, every comparison dug the hole deeper, and Netflix offered no protection when he needed it most. Internal Slack messages revealed panic across marketing teams, ads were pulled, campaigns paused, and engagement dropped instantly. Liam felt like he was being pushed into the fire with no shield at all. A feeling of betrayal began forming beneath the surface. As criticism intensified, the cracks inside Liam became impossible to hide. He felt misled, unsupported, and abandoned by the very people who hired him. Those emotions turned into frustration strong enough to confront leadership. And that confrontation would become the turning point of this entire story. The rumored meeting wasn't calm, quiet, or strategic. Liam reportedly walked in tense, exhausted, and ready for answers. He questioned why he'd been promised one thing and delivered another. Netflix's CEO, Ted Sarandos, was the first to face his frustration. Insiders say the conversation escalated almost immediately. Liam accused Netflix of rushing scripts and ignoring warning signs. He claimed he was given unfinished material and impossible expectations. And he demanded to know why the studio let him face the backlash alone. One quote would spread across social media like wildfire. "You used my name to cover your mistakes, whether real or not." The line captured the entire fan sentiment. It painted Liam not as the villain, but as a victim. When he added, "You wanted me to erase someone who can't be replaced?" the message cut deeper than anyone expected. Everyone knew he meant Henry Cavill without saying the name. And after that, the room reportedly went silent. Henry's exit wasn't just a casting change, it was the fracture point. For years, he fought for lore accuracy and respect for the original vision. But disagreements grew, tensions simmered, and trust slowly dissolved. His departure signaled a creative collapse Netflix ignored. Fans felt blindsided when Liam was announced without a real send-off. No tribute, no acknowledgement, no emotional closure for Cavill's work. Netflix treated the switch like a footnote, not a monumental shift. That cold transition planted years of resentment in the audience. Behind the scenes, Cavill's absence left a vacuum no one could fill. Cast dynamics changed, the tone shifted, and the vision blurred. What once felt unified now felt fractured and uneven. And audiences felt that disconnect instantly in Season 4 for Liam. Stepping into that broken world was already a losing battle. The shadow of Cavill hung over every scene, every shot, every line. Fans weren't just comparing, they were grieving. And Netflix's choices made that grief impossible to heal. Within days of release, the numbers exposed the truth Netflix feared. Completion rates dropped by nearly half compared to the previous season. Hashtags demanding accountability surged across every major platform. The audience wasn't disappointed. They were furious. Netflix's PR attempts only made matters worse. News outlets received talking points blaming the backlash on a vocal minority. Fans saw it as a direct insult, proof the studio wasn't listening at all. Every statement widened the gap between the show and its audience. Behind the curtain, executives scrambled to contain the damage. Marketing teams froze campaigns, unsure what message to push next. Regional divisions questioned future budgets and long-term plans. The Witcher, once a flagship series, became an internal warning sign. For Liam, the fallout felt personal. Instead of support, he watched the studio divert blame in every direction. His name headlined every negative article, whether fair or not. And that weight pushed him closer to the breaking point. As the chaos grew, whispers inside Netflix became impossible to ignore. Executives reportedly explored new creative strategies behind the scenes. Some questioned whether the franchise could continue with Liam at all. Others quietly pushed to pivot the show's direction entirely. The sudden silence from the studio became suspicious. No interviews, no updates, no reassurance for the audience. Even cast members avoided promoting the season after backlash exploded. The energy around the show felt less like a pause and more like a burial. Liam sensed the shift long before fans did. Meetings were postponed, conversations grew colder, and certainty faded. The actor once promised a creative reboot felt the ground slipping beneath him, and insiders believed decisions were being made without him present. If Netflix chose to move forward without Liam, the motive was clear. They needed a scapegoat to shield themselves from the franchise collapse, and pushing him aside quietly would spare the studio from public backlash. But that move could easily spark the lawsuit he's rumored to pursue. After the confrontation, Liam withdrew from the public eye entirely. His final post thanked fans for honesty, not praise, a hint of exhaustion. Industry watchers described his disappearance as calculated, not emotional. It felt like someone preparing for a battle far bigger than criticism. Meanwhile, fans began shifting their perspective. For the first time, many saw Liam as a casualty, not a villain. The leaked quotes painted a studio in chaos and an actor misled, and that sympathy changed everything about the narrative. Inside Netflix, fear of legal exposure grew. Emails warned staff not to comment on internal decisions or creative disputes. Executives tightened communication, limiting what could leak next. The tension suggested they knew conflict with Liam wasn't finished. If Liam truly felt betrayed, misled, or pushed out, he had options. Unfair termination, reputational damage, and broken promises all hovered. Every rumor, every leaked detail, every silence added fuel, and the world waited to see if he would make his move. In the end, this wasn't just a failed season or a questionable casting call. It became a chain reaction powered by arrogance, rushed decisions, and ignored warnings. Season 4 didn't stumble into disaster. Every step pushed it closer to collapse. And when the dust settled, Liam Hemsworth was the one left standing in the wreckage. Fans never stopped mourning Henry Cavill's exit, not for a single second. His presence lingered like a haunting echo, shaping every scene he wasn't in. The harder Netflix tried to push forward, the more Cavill's legacy pulled them back. No studio can outrun the emotional core of a story it willingly abandoned. For Liam, stepping into that world was a near impossible battle from the start. And when the studio that hired him refused to shield him from the fallout, the damage grew. The confrontation with Ted Sarandos didn't create the cracks. It exposed them brutally. It revealed a franchise that had lost its direction long before cameras rolled on Season 4. Now, the future of The Witcher wavers in a cloud of uncertainty and doubt. Fans demand truth, Netflix clings to silence, and Liam fights for the respect he was denied. If he takes this conflict into a courtroom, the fallout could redefine the franchise forever, because some legends can't be recast, and some wounds cut too deep to ever be ignored.